And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday, July 9th regular meeting of the Lenox Selectboard. We have CTSB broadcasting us live, and I don't think there's anyone else recording. So we will move forward quickly with some announcements from the chair. This week, the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Wall will be in Lenox at War Memorial Field off Housatonic Street. On Thursday, the convoy will be passing through Lenox Village at approximately 8:45 or 9 a.m. The route will be coming up Walker Street from Pittsfield Lenox Road, Route 720, across Main Street, and down Housatonic Street to War Memorial Field. We would like to invite members of the public to please find a flag and stand along the route, welcoming the wall as the convoy passes through town. On Friday at 11 a.m., there will be an opening ceremony at the wall's location, War Memorial Field, and all are welcome to attend. The wall will be in town through July 13th, with a closing ceremony scheduled for 3 p.m. on July 13th. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to?
Can I just say something?
Yes.
And this is kind of a shout out and a thank you to Superintendent Goff of the DPW and the town itself. Saturday night I was having dinner in town and I was standing on Church Street, just looking up and down the street, and the new sidewalks and the plantings and all that they did looked wonderful. It couldn't look any better. It was really nice. It was busy around. Too bad we didn't get the painting done, but we'll get that done in the fall. But the entire project came out really nice now that all came together. And I know it just came together about a week ago. So they were working up to the last minute, but it really looks good. So
I agree.
Thanks, Bill, and everybody else involved in that.
Just real quickly, CPC met on Monday, right?
Monday.
Yeah. And they approved to purchase our suggested purchase of the land at Kennedy Park for the agreed on price that we negotiated using the open space money. So Amen has some work to do on conservation restriction and finalizing stuff with the attorneys back and forth on deeds and whatnot, but we will have a warrant to present to town in fall town meeting for the purchase, and CPC is ready to present the warrant to transfer their money to general fund so Jay can make the purchase by the end of the year.
Great.
And I have one thing, the community center volunteered to help post Narcan boxes at the community center, the town beach, and Tillotson Park. And there is also a sharps container at the Curtis on the first floor, so people who maybe have insulin things they need to get rid of and stuff like that, they can come and dispose of them at the Lenox Housing Authority at the Curtis.
It's right in the lobby when you walk in over here to the...
Yep. So,
Great.
those good things.
Moving on, we'll go to the approval of minutes from June 18th.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve June 18th minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that brings us to Citizens Open Forum. Residents of Lenox are welcome to address the board for up to 2 minutes. And seeing none, we will continue to move on to our consent agenda.
I'll read that for you. Mr. Chair, we have several items on our consent agenda. The first is a public right-of-way sign request from BCC, Berkshire Community College, from the dates of July 14th to August 18th. They would like to put a sign promoting their Community Fest, which recognizes 65 years of BCC. They have 5 locations, which is the corner of Main and West Street, Stockbridge Road. That's the Adams Bank over there. At Church on the Hill, corner of Walker and Kemble, the corner of Housatonic and Church, and the corner of Cliffwood and Main. Next, we have a special...
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to wait for holds, so everyone speak up. Next is a special license request for a one-day all alcohol beverage liquor license submitted by John J. Burns for Saturday, December 13th, 4 to 11 p.m. at 104 Walker Street, which is Ventford Hall. It's a wedding reception. We have another license request for a one-day all alcohol beverage liquor license submitted by Judith Nijane Marzato for August 29th, 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. and August 30th, 4:30 to 10:30 p.m. at 169 Under Mountain Road, otherwise known as Stone River Farm, for a wedding rehearsal and reception. These will all be license requests. The next one is a one-day wine and malt only liquor license submitted by Donovan Motor Car Service, Brian Donovan, That's Saturday, July 26th from 12 to 5 at Four Homes Road. That's the corner of the intersection there by the Mogul for their annual summer picnic. Next is a one-day all alcoholic beverages liquor license submitted by the Grand Lodge of Masons in Massachusetts. That's for Saturday, August 2nd from 5:30 to 9 p.m. at also 104 Walker Street, Bedford Hall. They're holding a private dinner. And the last one is a one-day wine and malt liquor license. Let me make sure that's yes. Wine and malt liquor license submitted by the Lenox Fire Company and St. Vincent de Paul Church. That's on Saturday, August 2nd, which is from 6 to 9 p.m. at their Crystal Street location for their annual block party.
It says 67. Or
11.
Did I read 7? I'm sorry. 6 to 11 p.m.
Should we move to approve the ones we don't have a hold on?
Yes, I'll move everything here except the right-of-way sign request.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the public right-of-way sign request.
Yeah, I have, well, actually, a couple of things, problems with this. Number one, our bylaws state that we can give temporary permits out for 2 weeks only. This is nearly 5 weeks. And I don't want to go to 5 weeks. I think we're already inundated with too many signs in town. Basically all of them unpermitted, but that's a whole different subject. And the only other thing, or two things I have on this, is if we pass this to make it so they double check with DPW, so it doesn't interfere with mowing or site or anything like that, so there's no problem.
Bill checked it already, he's okay with these locations.
And so the other one is one location I'm not really too happy or excited about, and that's at Church on the Hill. Church on the Hill is arguably one of the most iconic sites we have in this town. And having a sign in front of it, I don't know, it looks kind of tacky, you know. A lot of pictures taken of that all summer long, so just my opinion there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it may be at the corner of Greenwood and Main Street.
That's a tough spot too.
Yeah.
People have a really hard time seeing leaving Greenwood
Or
as it
even,
is.
yeah, or maybe even down the hill a bit, I don't know, just as another
So
potential.
I don't want to open a can of worms here, but as you mentioned that, I'm not sure that we take down the farmer's market signs. They stay up the whole time.
And they've never been permitted either.
I mean, I know it's the chamber, but, you know, I feel like we have the Art Berkshire's 12th to the 14th, right next to the farmer's market signs. And then people have put out, there's one in the same pile in the corner of Cliffwood in Maine, a rubbish removal guy and a power washing guy and the market, farmer's market, and the art walk. And it's not like I'm anti-promoting the events, but it seems like once we have signs, everyone feels like, oh, that's a place to put a sign, so I'll just go plunk one.
I'm sure we could talk to the chamber and get them to perhaps, pull them up. Since farmer's market's always on Friday, maybe they could just put them out Thursday and then pick them up Saturday morning so that it's not there over the weekend. We could work with them perhaps.
That'd be a start. And I get the chamber and I get nonprofits and all that. But businesses, like power washing your house or something. I say we should have DPW or somebody just pull them out and bring them up to DPW. If you want them, that's where they are.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because this is a request, which is appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus
Just doing it.
just doing
Just
it.
doing it.
And I don't want to discourage local events and businesses, but the summer, as you know already, that stretch, people are double parked to try to walk across to, well, we have the concert at Lilac Park tonight, right? So there was 2 rows of cars, a bunch of signs.
So we need to send this back to BCC to adjust their request, or we just approve it 2 weeks?
No, you can approve it.
Yeah,
They can time.
yeah, and I think that if we,
So do we want to tell them they can't put it on Church on the Hill and they can amend it to have it from the 4th of August to the 18th of August?
You approve it within your parameters that you want to approve it for.
yeah.
And if they
How
have,
about I'll make a motion that we approve BCC's use of putting out signs for their 65-year celebration for a cumulative total of 2 weeks' time, up to them if they want to focus on weekends or particular days, at all the locations other than Church on the Hill.
Second to that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Good work.
Moving into general business. We have a liquor license amendment, Canyon Ranch, am I reading this or can you read this? I don't know what.
No, your general business.
Canyon Ranch Golf Licensing LLC doing business as Canyon Ranch located at 165 Kimball Street. Change of manager to Jennifer Gellarmino on their annual all alcohol hotel liquor license.
Good evening.
Hi.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is John Ida, returning for the Miller Hanley, located at 28 State Street, Boston. Here on behalf of Canyon Ranch, with me in the audience is Jennifer Gellarmino. Jennifer is the proposed manager of record. She's also the director of operations at Canyon Ranch, and she is a Lenox resident. Just briefly, by way of her experience, she has over 20 years' experience in the hospitality industry. Formerly, she has worked at restaurants, inns, resorts, golf clubs, and the like, so she has experience in that. Specific to alcohol, she also has experience, former director of food and beverage, as well as a server many years ago. She is tip certified, and she's familiar with the rules and regulations of the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as it pertains to sale and service of alcohol. So she's going to be the point person going forward at Canyon Ranch if there's any questions that this board has relating to alcohol service. There's no other changes to ownership and no changes to the day-to-day operations. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
I know Jen at Canyon Ranch, she's done some incredible wine lists and she's extremely well skilled, so I have no concerns. But
Yeah, you're no longer conflicted.
no, I'm not.
I'll go with that.
Ready for the motion?
Yes.
Okay, I will move to approve. You fool me, Deanna, with the or disapprove. I move to approve the application of Canyon Ranch Golf Licensing LLC doing business as Canyon Ranch located at 165 Kemble Street for a liquor license amendment requesting a change of license manager to Jennifer Gellarmino on their annual all alcohol hotel liquor license as presented in their application submitted on June 24th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thanks, we can absolutely.
Next up, we have another liquor license amendment. The Lenox Collection LLC doing business as the Church Street Inn located at 16 Church Street seeks to change the doing business as to Whitlock and change of manager to Elizabeth Knackle, pardon me if I said that wrong, on their annual all alcohol hotel liquor license.
I do not have someone to stand up and read off a whole big list of things.
That's quite all right.
Don't you worry.
You can see he was a lawyer
I
from
was
Boston.
like,
He was.
wow.
We're a pretty casual bunch, so don't be worried.
Just identify yourself.
Elizabeth McCool. So, general manager, I oversee Lenox Collection LLC, which is also the Whitlock. So we're just trying to update the DBA and to put me on as manager for it. I am tip certified, so.
Great. Do you have any questions or concerns?
The paperwork.
We've got all the paperwork and it's all in order.
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks for making that easy.
Yeah.
It gets me a little nervous when you go up there.
Yeah, spread that word, that we're
I was
easy.
like, I did not bring.
You didn't bring a guy in a suit? Where's your guy in a suit?
He's at home.
That's a good place.
Probably a cheaper place to be in the city.
Okay. So I will move to approve the application of Lenox Collection LLC doing business as the Church Street Inn located at 16 Church Street for liquor license amendments requesting change of the doing business as to the Whitlock and a change of license manager to Elizabeth McCool for their annual all alcohol hotel liquor license as presented in their application submitted June 24th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you
very much.
and good luck.
You too.
And our last item is the water sewer proposed fee schedule changes. The Department of Public Works seeks to adjust the fees to cover the actual cost of labor and equipment for associated work listed on their fee schedule, which you can see attached to this posting. As I understand, some of these fees have not been changed since 2013, 2014. It's been quite some time since we looked at this. Doesn't look like it's anything too crazy, but should I read through the changes? Do we want to?
I think Ed, do you want to give a?
Yeah, I don't know if you need, this is, so anybody listening, this is not the water and sewer rates. This is just the fees for doing a shut off, turn the water off, turn the water on, that type of thing. And it hasn't been done in recent memory, so they're just bringing it up to where it should be for what current salaries and equipment cost, water meters.
We have just renegotiated a 3-year contract with the DPW folks, reconfigured some things, they have new equipment, and these are very out of date. The table does list the water and sewer rates, and we had already discussed.
We had already discussed that, we passed that in May, or March, I think, or in the spring, we always do it in the spring.
Right, so these are the fixed rates. I'm assuming they're posted online with the warrant. Is that correct?
It's under DPW is what page.
Okay.
So that will
And
be
it-
So-
updated on.
And it
It's-
was posted with this meeting notice
That's right.
downstairs, yeah. It's.
I didn't mean warrant, I meant
Yeah.
meeting
It
notice.
is posted.
I mean, it's things like, 3-inch or larger valve, if you need the DPW to handle it, it went from $120 to $140. These are pretty minor things.
Yes,
That's very reasonable.
I would agree.
I
I
think.
would agree.
You'll even see some of the fees on here haven't changed.
Yes.
Really, that Nina and Bill did a nice job going through this. They've, meters, we have to buy the water meter, the technology changes, they get more expensive. And that's a cost that has to be recovered. Going out, as contractors call us to go out and do work, depending on the time, sometimes that's an overtime cost for DPW, depending on what it is. So that's how we recoup all of those, all those costs, and ease up the exposure to the taxpayer for some of the DPWs. So some of them haven't changed, but some of them's been updated. The ones in bold have been updated. Also, the tie-in fees, we talk a lot about tie-in fees for new construction, commercial or residential, that's how these are configured with this rate schedule.
Yeah, I think they're very reasonable.
Yep, I agree.
I will move to approve the Department of Public Works proposed water sewer fee schedule.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, that will conclude this meeting. Our next regular meeting will be on July 23rd. And, let's need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.